Well, good afternoon, folks. It is a very pretty Sunday, and we're walking by the Javits Center again. Such a nice day. Figured I would finally get out of the house. Just haven't been feeling very well. Really had to tighten up my corsets for my back injury and really just take care of myself the last couple of weeks. It's been rough. Weather really bothers me. And I just saw, was it on Thursday, this asshole Cuomo just extended this stay-at-home order for another month until June 13th. You know, because people haven't been brought to their knees quite yet. It's pretty much the point of all of this. Bankrupt everybody to the point where they're begging to be tested, begging to wear the slave muzzle, and begging to be injected with, experimental vaccines. I mean, look at Operation Warp Speed. I find it interesting. Actually, I find it ridiculous. Look at this. Remember the Javits Center, how there were supposed to be so many people? Not yet. Not until they force the testing. See, it's still up. You see the lines that they want to do. Make you go in there, get tested. They're still planning this, but they haven't brought the populace to their knees quite yet. Although they've got most people fucking stupid enough to wear a slave muzzle around. As if something that doesn't seal to your face protects you from anything. If anybody was going to get sick, it would be me who has asthma, right? And I haven't worn a mask. I don't think I've ever worn a mask in my life. It's actually illegal to wear a mask in most places. I'm pretty sure New York is too. There's laws established back in the time of, all the bank robberies like Bonnie and Clyde and all that. It's actually illegal to wear a mask in public because it means you're a bandit. But people are following, totalitarian tyrants' edicts instead of actually following the law. Oh, look, here comes a soldier. You know what's interesting? I haven't seen many soldiers today. I guess they got the day off. Usually there's tons of soldiers in the streets. And with Trump saying that he was going to have the military distribute the vaccines, I still can't figure out why people think Trump is on our side. So let's explain how this works. It's called Hegelian dialectic. Two seemingly opposing sides with the same end in mind. So, for instance, I told a friend of mine back when, they were trying to elect Barack Obama that, the best thing to happen is going to be Obama be elected, and he's going to continue on with the wars of the Bush administration. And, that's going to wake up some people. And it did. It woke up a lot of people. If you look at when Obama got elected, magically, the anti-war left just disappeared. And the same thing is happening with Trump being elected and the right. So, before Obama was actually elected, and actually the left was against the Patriot Act. The left, i.e. the people of the left, not the rulers on the left. People. They were against the Patriot Act and saying how it was taking our rights. But as you see, as soon as Obama got elected, the anti-war movement went away, and they shut up about the Patriot Act as well. And the same thing has happened with the right, with the election of Trump. Oh, let's just shut up and believe in Q. Believe in the plan. So let me get this straight. The plan is to demolish the economy, make everyone bankrupt to save some children, right? This is what is preposterously being put forward on the QAnon website, right? Just believe in the plan, let Trump and everybody else just demolish the economy, we're going to save some children. Save children from what? What are you saving them for? Why would they need to be saved if they're just going to live under house arrest and have to wear a mask from the time they're age 2? Right? And then they're going to be microchipped, like Netanyahu said this last week. He wants to microchip the children of Israel, where it has a sensor and an alarm that goes off if you get too close to another kid, 6 feet from another kid or closer than that, the alarm goes off. I mean, can you imagine growing up with an alarm inside of your body? And if they can give you an alarm inside of your body, just imagine the amount of commercials they're going to play for you. Think about it. They pay what, like 4 or 5 commercials on a 10-minute YouTube video? If they can get a microchip inside of you that makes noises, they're going to be beaming commercials at you your whole life, every fucking minute of the day. They're going to be playing a commercial for you, telling you to buy something, telling you to do something. It's mind-boggling how stupid everybody is. A lot more masks out today. Try to get across here quickly. So that's what we got going on. More morons in the news. Look at these guys. At least they don't have a mask on. Good job. Somebody with brains out here. So anyways, what I was saying about Trump and QAnon. The whole world doesn't have to be bankrupted in order to arrest some pedophiles. You could just do like Hitler did and have another night of the long knives and go out and kill them all if you really were killing pedophiles, right? Pretty simple. I'm not a high-ranking military commander, but I was in the army, and I would be capable of destroying a few pedophiles quite easily. So, you know, there's men out there, special forces operatives, who are far better trained and in a lot better shape than poor broken old me, you know? But people just want to believe. They want to believe that someone is going to save them. And, you know, nobody's coming to save you. You got to save yourself. If you haven't saved any children on your own, nobody's doing it. Okay? Let's be real. Unless you are standing up and doing something yourself, nothing is going to happen. It's just like I have people, I'm on a group where they were talking about, are you ready to protest? Protesting doesn't work, and I'll tell you why. Because these tyrants don't have the lawful ability and the authority to make us wear masks, to make us get vaccinated. They don't have this authority. You're giving it to them. And by protesting, you're actually petitioning the people who took your rights away. And you're actually putting them in that superior position, right? You're actually saying you had the right to take it away, now give it back. So the only real way to win this psychological and spiritual physical war here is actually civil disobedience. Do not wear a mask. Do not get tested. Do not get vaccinated. This is the only way to win against this type of thing. And what the rulers always depend upon is, 90% of people just go along to get along, and if we just cower enough, and we just obey enough, they'll leave us alone. And as you can see, that's not the case. Okay, it's never the case. Give them an inch and they take a mile. And it's just what I see. So protests don't work. And why is that? Because they didn't have the authority to take your rights away in the first place. So why are you begging them for your rights back? Makes a lot of sense, right? And they know that. If you just went to work and opened up your business, and everybody opened up their business, and we didn't have a bunch of snitches in our society who are so scared of the flu. You're so scared to die, right? Everybody dies. Let's get real. Everybody dies. I could be hit by a bus on the way home, walking, minding my own business. So what happens? You're born and you're dying. But they use that fear. Fear is very useful. I mean, I was looking on the news. I was watching Mag Bitter Truth. I don't know if you watch him on the YouTube. He's the only reason I watch the news, because he makes comments about it. And they had all these supposed U-Haul trucks that were filled with bodies. I mean, I wasn't aware that U-Haul had refrigeration. Last time I moved, U-Haul didn't offer to refrigerate my dresser or bed or anything. So it's pretty sad. Look at those poor kids wearing the masks. Anyways, and if they really were handling bodies in a U-Haul, that's called abuse of a corpse, right? That is against the law, right? And if you watch them handling these supposed bodies, if you watch them handling these supposed bodies, it's not heavy enough to be a body, okay? Or a casket. Like, two guys can't carry a casket. All right, that's why there's like 6 people carrying a casket to the gravesite. Or you see these makeshift morgues with these cardboard boxes set up and looks like a church or an auditorium, and they got the head on one chair and the feet on the other. That area isn't refrigerated. Those bodies within 3 days, especially wherever it's warm, they'd be turned into soup, and you would have bodily fluids rotting, oozing everywhere. And this is how dumb everyone is. You just believe whatever the news presents. The news is from Hollywood, okay? They have green screens. You might want to start watching the news with a critical eye, because they're lying to you. There's no way they're putting boxes of cardboard bodies onto chairs and just letting them rot. I mean, come on. It's illegal to dispose of a corpse like that. If you murdered someone and you did that to their corpse, you put him in a U-Haul and carried it around, your ass would also be in jail for abuse of a corpse, not just for murder, okay? So, and these people are paid off. It's pretty obvious. We got a lot of crisis actors in this world. People who are very, very, very duplicitous and willing to lie and say whatever in order to make money. So, start calling out the bullshit. Don't let these if these tyrants get their way and we accept masks, slave muzzles from the age of 2, and we accept that you got to be tested every week and have this Q-tip shoved up your nose into your sinuses to collect your stem cells, and also probably to infect you, since the tests have been infected. That's another thing I saw. These tests are all infected as it is. If it even exists. My opinion, CV does not exist. It's just the common cold. It's the perfect enemy because it can never be eradicated. Everybody's had a cold before in their life, so everyone's gonna test positive. It's the perfect, invisible enemy, just like Trump said it was. And like I always say, if the enemy is real, it cannot be controlled. Just remember that. The enemy is real, cannot be controlled. That's why you have all these false flag attacks to start all these wars, sinking the Lusitania, the Tet Offensive. And I could go on for days, but you can look them up yourself. When you look Operation Northwoods, the government creates the enemy so they can control it, right? And they can control the outcome. So what I would say is, don't let these bastards win. Don't be a moron who walks around with a mask on like an idiot. Freaking morons. I see there's lots of cops out here now, probably to keep you socially distant, which is a violation of your First Amendment rights, and so is wearing a slave muzzle, trying to keep you from talking and speaking to people. You have the First Amendment right to freedom of speech and freedom of assembly, yet we've just stomped all over that, and the next stomping that's coming is your Fourth Amendment right to be safe about your person and in your papers, which will be the mandatory testing and also the mandatory vaccines That's what's coming. And, you know, they're not going to really, well, they may be past that HR 6666, but what they're depending upon is your employer being so scared of lawsuits that they're going to say you can't work here unless you get the test, or you can't work here unless you get the vaccine, which that's what they're up to with this extension of the stay-at-home order for another month here in New York City. They're trying to make it to where everybody's starved down to the point where they'll accept contact tracing, and they'll accept wearing the slave muzzle, and they'll accept all of these infringements upon our rights, when all we have to do is say no, but we won't, right? When in history have we said no to totalitarian dictates until it's way too late and people are fed into freaking ovens and wars and everything else. See, like, how come this cop, you notice over here, these cops, not social distancing, no mask on, right? Some of them have masks, that guy doesn't. But he's like me, he's not wearing a fucking mask. But I'm sure if I went over there to talk to them, they would give me some shit. But whatever. I say it's worth it to be a rebel and not be a sheep. You know, you want to die on your knees and die every day and kill you every day with this imprisonment they have planned for you. Or you can die once, right? I'd rather die once, be on my feet than on my knees begging. Because, you know, there's no mercy for people who beg for their lives. Y'all haven't watched TV enough to see how many of these kings and queens were merciful in the past. How many of these leaders gave a shit, cared about the common man. They don't. Only we care about us, and we don't even do a good job of that. You know, the reason why the elites rule is because no matter what little petty things they have going on between them, they all still follow the agenda. That's what matters the most to them, is agenda. We can't seem to understand that in these small, you know, in the common man's eyes. You know, we fight amongst each other and cut each other out of the will and that sort of stuff. They don't do that in the upper echelons. Pretty much keep their wealth for themselves, and they take care of their own. Even if they say they're not, they do. You know, they got their money that goes to the vaccines of everyone and making everybody sick. I noticed that Sarah Pugnal went off in the Italian parliament the other day, really gave it to him about Bill Gates and his vaccines, and, you know, imprisoning us and forcing us to take vaccines. And she's right, along with Vittorio's gotta be same thing. I keep posting things like that on social media. I can't believe how many cops are in the fucking park. You know, people are just peacefully trying to assemble. And we got like 15 cops here in 200-meter radius. Not even 200 meters. 150-meter radius. Unbelievable. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Sickening. Not wearing a mask either. See, it's not real. Keep telling everybody it's not real. Some people are starting to wake up, though. I have one friend that works at the farm that delivers food to me. And she's gone back and forth because she talks to different people, and I keep telling her it's fake. It's fake, it's fake, it's fake. She finally sees it. You know, it's taken me a couple of months, though. It's amazing. The brainwashing is so complete. I can't believe how many extra cops are out here in the park. What the fuck are they doing here? There aren't any murders to solve or any rapes. Oh yeah, all the murders and rapes and armed robberies are solved, so we can stand out here and fuck with the regular populace. That's what we got going on. Well, folks, that's the end of my rant for the day. I did see a few less people with masks. Or, I'm sorry, a few more people with masks. So here we go, the other side here with these cops. Two of them with their masks down. Yeah, thanks for being tyrants. See them waving at me? Fucking scum. Scum of the earth. But in every war, every totalitarian dictatorship, it's the police who do the dirty work. It ain't gonna be Bill Gates coming to your door to vaccinate you. It's gonna be one of these guys. Or the army, like Trump said. Alright, well, sorry for the cursing. It just really pisses me off and I can't take it anymore. Take care, guys. Bye.